Welcome everyone. We have a massive eShop sale ending on the 24th. April has been an incredible month for deals, and I've had a blast covering them for you all. I truly appreciate you giving me a few minutes of your day here and there, week after week. Let me know down below what games you might pick up, and with that said, we'll go ahead and dive in. Enjoy the video. Alright, we'll start with COCOON, which is a gorgeous puzzle adventure title that offers about 5 hours of gameplay, and it has a download around 2.5 gigs. In this one, you'll be solving puzzles as you bounce between the different worlds. Along the way, you'll find different orbs that you can use as tools to help solve these puzzles, or even as a way of taking out the different bosses. Now, the bosses really are the highlight with this one. It's a hidden gem for sure, and right now it's on sale for just $17.49, matching an all-time low until the 24th. Crystal Project is a turn-based RPG with a unique graphical style to it. The game offers more than 30 hours of gameplay, and it does allow you to swap out characters to build your party. Each of them have their own unique skills, so building out the best group for each situation is part of the fun. Now, for those that get a bit annoyed by random battles, you'll be happy to know that you can see your enemies, so no worries there. The map is massive and you can go almost anywhere, and of course the game will reward you for venturing off the beaten path a bit. If you're interested in Crystal Project, it's currently on sale for just $10.49, marked down to a brand new low, and the deal ends on the 24th. The download is around 650 megabytes. Cult of the Lamb is a single-player top-down adventure game with a second side to it that plays out more like a sim game, where you get to build a cult of followers, and these followers can be used to do several different things within the game. It's actually a really fun game in both aspects. For me personally, I enjoy the adventure side more, but again, both sides are done really well, and with this one you'll get more than 15 hours of gameplay on average, and the download is around 1.5 gigs. Right now it's on sale for just $14.99, an all-time low, and the deal ends again on the 24th. Curse of the Dead Gods is a tough roguelike with a unique curse system that separates it from other games in the genre. It's a single-player title that gives us more than 30 hours of gameplay with tons of replay value, and of course it really does have a tough learning curve, so you'll want to take your time with it. It's a blast though. Once you get the hang of it, the controls feel great, the combat is brutal, plus each run is different from the last, so it's a great game for short play sessions or on-the-go gaming. The graphics are gorgeous and the music is top tier, and I love the amount of choice that the game gives you, as each curse can come with its own set of negatives and positives, and you really do have to put some thought into it. If you're interested in this one, you can pick it up for just $5.99, marked down to a brand new low, and the deal ends on the 24th. Have a Nice Death is a single-player 2D roguelike that offers an enjoyable and unique story that should take players more than 10 hours to complete, and honestly, you'll likely spend double that at least. It's a tough game and the combat can be pretty intense at times. Of course, as you practice and die over and over, you'll get some permanent upgrades that'll make things a little easier, and each run can be altered a bit with different modifiers at the beginning as well. As for the gameplay, the controls are tight and responsive. One thing that sort of bothered me were the load times. They are kind of rough, but overall it's a solid game, and right now you can pick it up at a brand new low at just $16.99. The deal ends again on the 24th, and the download is around 1.5 gigs. Iconoclasts is a single-player action platformer from Bitfrost Entertainment. It offers more than 10 hours of gameplay, and the download is around 200 megabytes. Now, the unique feature to this game is that you have a magical wrench that you can use to help solve puzzles or take out your enemies in combat. The gameplay is fast and smooth here on the Switch, and the boss battles are creative, plus the puzzles never really get in the way of the fun. On top of that, the game offers 3 difficulty options, so anyone can jump in and play through, and right now it's on sale for just $5.99, matching an all-time low, again until the 24th. Up next, we have Into the Breach, which is a single-player grid-based strategy game with a download just under 700 megabytes, and it offers a ton of replay value with dozens of hours of gameplay. In this one, we take control of giant mechs as we fight off an invasion from underground. Humankind is at risk of extinction, and so we're the last line of defense against these massive monsters. The gameplay is incredibly addictive, and it's actually a great game for those wanting to jump into the genre, as they do a great job of teaching you how to play, and overall it's not crazy difficult, while being challenging enough to test you at times. I think it's definitely a hidden gem, and right now you can pick it up for just $7.49, marked down to half price, and the deal ends on the 24th. Jack Move is a single-player turn-based RPG where we play as a hacker named Noah, and she has a particular disdain for an evil corporation that's taken over ever since the Dark happened. Now, the Dark is an event that took place long ago, where the entire world's technology was shut down by a solar flare. The game has a really cool presentation with outstanding pixel art graphics. It offers a main story and side quest, plus the battle system is pretty unique as well. It is complex, and you do have special attacks that you can do once you fill up a power meter, and with the game being about 7 to 8 hours long, it never gets too repetitive either. Right now you can pick it up at an all-time low at just $11.99. The sale ends on the 24th, and the download is around 1.5 gigs. Next we have Katana ZERO, which is a single-player action platformer with an amazing retro look and a soundtrack that's perfect for the game. The download is around 360 megabytes, and it should offer nearly 10 hours of gameplay. Now, it does have insta-death, so you really do have to plan out your attacks, but even with proper planning, you'll still need lightning-quick reflexes at times as well. If you do die though, you're thrown right back into the action in seconds. It's a ton of fun, and another hidden gem in my opinion. Right now it's on sale for just $8.99 with a discount of 40%. The deal ends again on the 24th. Nobody Saves the World is a top-down action RPG available for 1 or 2 players in local co-op, and the game has a download around 750 megabytes. Now this one again has gorgeous graphics and features a unique dungeon system where the procedurally generated dungeons adapt to your level and become harder as you grow stronger. The game is loaded with quests and side quests to keep you busy, plus you can find more than 15 different animal forms that you can then transform into throughout the game. It even has a new game plus for added replay value, and if you're interested in this one, you can grab it up before the deal ends on the 24th. It's currently at an all-time low at just $9.99. Tales of Iron is a single-player action RPG with a download just under 2 gigs, and it offers again about 10 hours of gameplay. The story is engaging and really entertaining. The combat is fun and surprisingly deep and requires a bit of strategy, and again the boss battles are a major highlight. In addition, the game has a complex crafting system as well. Fans of tough Souls-like games will feel right at home with this one, and right now it's on sale at an all-time low at just $6.24, with the deal ending again on the 24th. WaveTale is a single-player 3D adventure game that follows a group of islanders fighting off an encroaching corruption. The game basically has us traveling around and solving puzzles and getting into some light combat. Now early on you will befriend a shadowy creature that allows you to walk and glide around on the water. The game runs great here on the console, and the controls again are on point. There are plenty of collectibles and secrets to uncover, and the game is a bit of a hidden gem in my opinion. I don't usually hear many people talk about it, but right now you can pick it up for just $10.49, marked down to an all-time low, and the deal ends on the 8th. You can expect about 5 to 7 hours of gameplay, and you'll need a little over 3.5 gigs for the install. 30XTX, which is a 2D action platformer and the follow-up to the 2018 hidden gem 20XTX. Now both games were heavily inspired by the classic Mega Man franchise. This one has a download around 1 gig and offers local and online co-op for up to 2 players as well. With this one, you're given the option to play through as a few different characters, and the game offers a couple of different ways to play through, with one sort of acting like an easy mode, but keep in mind that the game is still incredibly tough regardless of how you go at it. On top of that, you can tackle the levels in whatever order you'd like, and right now you can pick it up at an all-time low, marked down to just $14.99. The deal ends on the 24th. Agent Intercept is a single-player arcade-style action game with a download around 2 gigs, and it follows a secret group called the Agency as they battle it out with a criminal organization called the Claw. It's basically a mix of fast-paced racing and on-rail shooting, presented almost like an action movie with cinematic moments scattered throughout each different stage. The story is fully voice-acted, plus the soundtrack is absolutely incredible. And it is a score chaser, so you'll be able to hop back in at any time to try to beat your previous high scores. Right now you can pick it up for just $7.99, a new low, and the deal ends on the 24th. Blade Assault is a single-player roguelike in the form of an action platformer with a download just over 1.5 gigs. The rooms are randomly generated, and each run should last about 2 hours, and you're also given randomized power-ups as well. Now this one can get pretty hectic, causing the screen to become overly cluttered, and it will cause a few instances where you'll take damage that you just couldn't avoid. It does have a pretty cool pixel art look to it, and the controls are responsive, and at half price it might be worth picking up. Right now it's on sale for just $8.99 with the deal ending again on the 24th. Up next is Gaiden, which is a fun action platformer that again offers 2-player local co-op. It was inspired by older Mega Man games and comes in with a download just over 1 gig. Now in this one you can take on the stages in whatever order you'd like, and for those that are worried about difficulty, they do offer 4 different options ranging from casual to ultra hardcore. It looks amazing here on the console, and the controls are once again on point, and right now you can pick it up for just $5.99, marked down to an all-time low, and the deal ends on the 24th. Castle Crashers Remastered is an arcade-style beat-em-up with both local and online co-op for up to 4 people. It has a download under 200 megabytes and offers more than a dozen hours of fun gameplay. Now there are more than 25 different characters, tons of weapon variety, and they even have a leveling system to reward your hard work. The game runs at a smooth 60 frames a second, and in addition to the co-op, it also offers PvP options as well, so you can battle with some friends. The game is a ton of fun online, and right now you can pick it up for just $7.49, marked down to half price, and the deal ends on the 24th. Circus Electrique is a turn-based RPG set in an alternate version of London in the 1800s. It offers more than 10 hours of gameplay as we try to run the greatest circus in the world. We play as a young female protagonist, and it's our job to uncover what's happening to the residents around town. You'll have to manage tons of different characters and promote your circus as you try to keep the money coming in. There are a ton of unlockables, and based on your party layout, the game can be made much easier or tougher on yourself. So you'll definitely want to play around with the team and use different combinations to find what works best for you. It's definitely a unique game, and right now you can pick it up for just $6.79, marked down to a brand new low. The deal ends on the 24th, and the download is just under 4 gigs. Up next we have Hades, which is a single-player action roguelike that offers more than 40 hours of gameplay. In this one we assume the role of an immortal prince of the underworld, wielding powerful weapons and abilities as you battle through hell on your way to fight the god of death himself. Now this one is gorgeous and controls great here on the console. Each run is tough, but you do earn some permanent upgrades, and so with a little practice, you'll definitely get better. However, since each run does differ a bit, you still will have to stay on your toes. Right now you can pick it up for just $12.49, marked down to half price, and the deal ends on the 24th. You'll need about 6 gigs for the install, and the sequel is right around the corner. Ion Fury is a first-person shooter with a download just over half a gig, and with this one you can expect at least 10 hours of fun gameplay before you wrap up the story. Now in this one we play as a young female warrior. There's a ton of really powerful weapons, and even though the game originally released 20 years ago, they have done a great job upgrading and enhancing the game mechanics to better suit the modern day gameplay that we're used to. Now the game is incredibly difficult with no checkpoints or health regen, so at times you'll want to slow down and sort of plan out your next move. The soundtrack is again top tier, and right now you can pick it up for just $6.24, marked down to an all-time low, with the deal ending again on the 24th. Roots of Pacha is a game similar to something like Stardew Valley or Graveyard Keeper. You'll be growing crops, crafting, learning new recipes, questing, and getting to know all of the NPCs in the village, just like with those games, and you have 4-player online co-op as well. The music is outstanding, and of course they do let you customize the look of your character before you dive in. There are a bunch of cool mini-games, and you can tame different animals, and the biggest thing is the other villagers actually feel useful. It's a great farming sim and a relatively newer game for us here on the Switch. Right now it's marked down to an all-time low at just $18.74. The deal ends on the 24th, and the download is right around 1 gig. Signalis is a retro-inspired survival horror game. It has a download around 3.6 gigs and tells an incredible story. It's a game that you'll think about for a while, even after you've finished. Now the opening chapter of the game holds your hand pretty well to get you started and kind of teach you the mechanics, but then it's up to you from there. Of course, if you played other survival horror games, you already know that ammo is going to be limited and you'll have to manage your inventory with care. The main story should last around 10 to 12 hours, and for fans of the genre or those that are curious to jump in, it's a great pickup. It's currently on sale for just $13.99, marked down to an all-time low, and the deal ends again on the 24th. 9 Years of Shadows, which is a 2D Metroidvania with a download around 2.5 gigs. It offers us about 8 hours of gameplay and features one of the better soundtracks of any indie game here on the console. It runs well here on the Switch and the combat is enjoyable. You have the ability to control different elements and switch between different armor sets in order to gain an advantage over your opponents. Right now you can pick it up for just $13.99, marked down to an all-time low. The deal ends on the 1st of May. Aeterna Noctis is a 2D action platformer that gives us more than 30 hours of gameplay. The download is just under 2.5 gigs, and it features a gorgeous art style with an all-original soundtrack, and the cutscenes are fully voice-acted. Now this of course helps to bring you into the incredible story. We play as the King of Darkness, and we spend our time working through the game trying to reclaim our lost abilities, which you'll need to fight for the throne of Aeterna. Right now you can pick it up for just $11.99, marked down to an all-time low, and the deal ends on the 6th. Bravery Greed is another 2D action platformer that offers local and online multiplayer for up to 4 people at a time. It has a download around 850 megabytes and offers dozens of hours of gameplay. And of course there is a good bit of replay value with this one as well. It features a complex combat system with skill trees to add a bit of variety to how you approach the game, and you can earn permanent upgrades to alter how the game plays out as well. It's a blast with friends, and right now it's on sale for just $7.99, bringing it down to an all-time low, with the deal ending on the 1st of the month. Dreamscaper is another tough-as-nails single-player roguelike here on the Switch. It offers more than a dozen hours of gameplay and comes in with a download around 5 gigs. Now this one offers a unique day and night cycle that alters the gameplay mechanics drastically and features a wildly vast acrobatic combat system. It gives us a deep story that sticks with you for a while, and while it is a tough game, once you get the hang of it, it's very rewarding as well. If you're interested in Dreamscaper, be sure to grab it up before the deal ends on the 1st. Right now it's just $6.24, on sale at an all-time low. The Figment bundle contains both games in this wonderful series. The download comes in a little over 3 gigs, and you can expect about 10 hours of combined gameplay. Now these are isometric adventure games with unique stories and fun gameplay. The combat is pretty simplistic, but the worlds they give us are very creative and fun to explore. And on top of that, the music is outstanding. Now they are a little darker in tone, but for any fan of the genre, these are definitely worth a playthrough. The bundle is on sale for just $9.99, marked down to a brand new low, and the deal ends on the 6th. Kao the Kangaroo is a 3D platformer with a download that comes in a little over 3.5 gigs, and it was made as a love letter to the 64-bit era of action platformers. It has that colorful art style with simplistic combat and cool environmental puzzles that'll stand in your way while you work through the different levels. You have collectibles scattered everywhere, and a lot of them are tied to unlocking new areas, just like you would find in those older games. Now it isn't perfect by any means, but if you enjoy the genre, it's definitely worth checking out, and right now you can pick it up for just $10.49, marked down to an all-time low until the 27th. You can expect about 10 hours of gameplay. Killer Frequency is a pretty cool narrative-driven game where we play as a radio host for a small-town station, and you basically have to solve a murder mystery by helping the people that call in. Of course, you still have to host your radio show and play music while you roam around and search for clues to then feed back to the callers. It has a really compelling story and runs well here on the Switch. The only downside are the controls, which can be a bit tough. You can tell it was designed with keyboard and mouse in mind, or for VR, but if the Switch is your only way to play, or if you want to take the game on the go, this is still a fun way to play. Right now it's on sale for just $12.49, marked down to half price. The download is just over 2 gigs, and you can expect about 8 to 10 hours of gameplay from the pickup. The deal ends on the 1st of the month. Ravva in the Phantom Library is a retro-style 2D puzzle platformer and the second game in the series. This one again has that retro look and sound to it, and you're given the option of tackling each book or level in whatever order you'd prefer. and they do encourage you to play through the levels multiple times in order to find all the collectibles and different secrets. You get a total of 7 different stages, each complete with a unique boss fight at the end, and they've also included 3 difficulty levels, so anyone can pick up the game and have a good time. Right now it's on sale, marked down to an all-time low at just $5.99. The deal ends on the 26th, and the download comes in at about 100 megabytes. Skul the Hero Slayer is a single-player 2D roguelike that sort of encourages you to take risks and die in order to see what they'll throw at you next. It has a download around 3.3 gigs and offers dozens of hours of chaotic gameplay. Now they do give you the option of playing as one of more than 100 different characters, each with unique skills and abilities, and then they just throw you into the action. It's a great game, and again, I would highly recommend checking it out. Right now it's just $9.99, marked down to an all-time low, and the deal ends on the 23rd. Alright everyone, here are a few other great deals to check out while you're already on the eShop.
Magical hourglasses.
And tail swipe your way to victory. Along the way, meet new friends, explore new worlds, and recover the missing pages before facing down Jinx and his villainous family.
They don't know the magic you carry, the warmth you can brew. Bosses, customers, cafes.
Let's make some stuff explode! Embark on a new kind of adventure.
Alright everyone, that wraps up today's video. Thanks as always for hanging out. Take care everyone.
Super Retro Force.